We found out where it was at. I was about to beat dude up. Police got involved. I was about to beat the police up. I'm in a parking spot, right? 100%. There's no lines, but this is a parking spot. They're all wore off. Now look at this African. How dumb you gotta be? I can't even walk through here. So how the fuck did they get out without hitting a car? How did they even get out? Yo, what up, guys? All right, man. So in my last video, I mentioned that it took me roughly around 3 years to do a transmission swap on my mom's car. And a lot of people were in the comments bombarding me with a bunch of hate comments saying that I'm a poop mechanic and that if it took me 3 years to do, then I need to get better mechanic skills or something like that. I actually replied back to somebody's comment, and that started a chain reaction of people saying, but it still took 3 years. So I figured I'd make a video telling you guys why it took so long to do the transmission swap on this car. So this is my mom's 2008 Mercury Grand Marquis. She's had this thing for like 7 or 8 years now. And here's the deal. There was nothing wrong with this car when she bought it. And I actually took it on vacation to South Carolina back in 2018. It was me and my best friend and his girlfriend at the time. Well, she took her big old fat nasty gorilla feet and she unscrewed a bottle of detergent in the floorboard, so it rotted the whole floorboard out. Like, there's no floorboard in the car whatsoever in the back. I'm not even kidding. So that was damage caused by that woman, if you can even call her a woman. We ended up moving across country back in 2020, and we were staying at a hotel for an entire month, and then the apartment was finally ready for us to move in. I mean, it was ready for 3 weeks, but they just would not answer the phone or the door, nothing like that. So yeah, on Mother's Day 2020, we were driving back to the hotel and the transmission started slipping. So it was like you put the car in neutral and just hit the gas, and then you just put it in drive and give it gas, and that's how it was. So you were still able to drive the car, but it would slip every once in a while. So after about a week or so, we ended up moving into our new place, and I would go to the storage unit and get all of our stuff that we needed and put it in the car and drive it back to the damn house. I did that a couple times. And then there was one time me and my mom was going to go and get some stuff from the storage unit, and the transmission went completely out, dude. Like, you can have the freaking gas pedal to the firewall and it just would not go anywhere fast at all. Maybe 2-3 miles an hour, complete snail mode. We actually took it to a transmission shop, and they gave us a quote of $2,000 for the swap plus labor and everything. That's a good deal. And my mom was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to junk the car, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, this is what a lot of people do. They get news like that, and they're like, oh, time to go junk the car. Why? If you own the car, why not spend a little bit more money on a part that you need and just get it swapped out? I live at an apartment complex. I did a whole transmission swap at an apartment complex. You can't tell me that you can't do it. Make a long story short, I actually found a 2000 or 2001 Lincoln Town Car Signature Series on Marketplace, and I was going to give it to my mom so that way she can drive it back and forth to work, but she declined because at the time it was free to ride the bus because of COVID. So she took advantage of it just like everybody else in the city. So she saved up enough money. We went to a dealership and she got a car. And when she got the car, we went to the junkyard, and I paid somebody $50 to remove the DA transmission that I needed to do the swap, and put it in the trunk of the new car, brought it home, put it in the trunk of this car, and it sat like that for months. And then finally I went outside, put the car up on the jack so I can remove the drive shaft, because that's the first thing you gotta do when you do a job like this. I had a scissor jack at the time, dude. You know how hard that was? So we ended up buying some jack stands, and I put the car up on jack stands with a scissor jack. And because it took so damn long to do, I did not feel like taking the car off the jack stands. So I left it on for like 2 days. I come out, there's a towaway sticker. So I take the car off the jack stands, put it back on its wheels. I come out the next day, car's gone. They done towed it, said it was in unacceptable conditions. We got the car back, and it sat right here for months. And my friend came down. He had a 2500 Duramax. We towed it to the backyard, and me and him went ham, taking the exhaust off, the transmission cross member, and all kinds of stuff. Not long after, I started unbolting the transmission, got that done, and then I realized I need a transmission jack because a regular freaking scissor jack is not going to work. So I put that on pause, and then we went and got a bunch of tools that I needed to do the job. Jacks, jack stands, all kinds of stuff, dude, off Facebook Marketplace. And those were doing good, but it still wasn't good enough. So I watched the Chris Fix video, and he got a transmission jack for when he did the transmission swap on his Mustang. And I was like, yo, I need a transmission jack. So we went and got one. I removed the transmission, and it was laying on top of the transmission jack for like a week or so. And then I said to hell with it, went out, pulled the transmission off the jack, pulled the transmission jack out, took it back, and then I was trying to get the transmission out from underneath the car. That was the hardest part of the whole swap. Not even kidding. And the reason why is because I could not get the damn car up high enough in the air to pull the transmission out from underneath the car. So somebody's probably going to stop by and say something or whatever. I see him turn around. He's probably going to say something. What's up?
Everything all right? You need a jump start?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just out here messing around with the car.
Oh, all right.
Yep, appreciate it though.
I have jumper cables in the back all the time. So.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That's what's up, bro. Actually, I do need some help. Can you help me do the transmission swap again? But anyway, bro, yeah, that dude's cool as fuck. But damn, every time he drives by, he always revs up because I'm sitting in my truck. But that dude's cool as fuck. My mom's ex-boyfriend came down, and he was actually supposed to help me with the car, but the only thing he wanted to do was stay in the house all day because he was off the dope. So yeah, we brought him down here so that way he can get clean and stuff like that. And he didn't want to do nothing besides drink all day. And because I live in an African community, he was scared to go outside. I needed help working on the damn car because I've never done it before. And I'm not Chris Fix, so I wasn't able to do it by myself. But I did actually end up doing it by myself. So a few months later, my best friend comes down, and same thing. He didn't want to do nothing because same situation. Only thing he really wanted to do was sleep all day because, whatever. But that being said, the car just sat for months with the transmission out and laying on the ground underneath the car. That's how it was. My cousin comes down, and she came outside and helped me with the car. I said, hey, hand me a hammer. I'm not fucking around no more. I busted up the bell housing on the old transmission and slid it all out. Grabbed the new transmission out of the trunk, brought it over, and slid it underneath the freaking car. And then we went and got a transmission jack like a week later. I put the transmission on the jack, jacked it into place, bolted it up, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm finally getting progress done, dude. This is after like maybe a year and a half or so, because I did not like working on this car whatsoever. I had a hairline crack in my neck. So every time I would get underneath the car, I'd have to like have my neck, like, you know what I'm saying? My neck on my shoulder, dog. And every time I did that, it made me dizzy and shit. And I just did not like feeling like that. So yeah. Plus, I would always dirty up my damn clothes. And it was always either too hot or too damn cold. And I did not like working on this car whatsoever. So that's one of the reasons why it took so damn long. So, at the time when I bolted the transmission up, I didn't realize that there's alignment pegs that go in the engine, and the transmission is supposed to line up on those pegs so that way you can throw some bolts in. Well, there was an alignment peg stuck in the transmission from the engine from the car at the junkyard, and I didn't realize that. This dude looked over at my bike trying to steal it. But yeah, so there's two alignment pegs that were smashed into each other, and it actually caused me to break a chunk of the freaking engine block off. So yeah, it goes on the engine block just like this on this side, I think, on the driver's side. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I was pretty angry and agitated about that. So finally, after another couple of months, I went out, got a transmission jack, came back, jacked it up to the transmission, unbolted it, took it out, removed the alignment peg, put it all back together, bolted up the torque converter to the flywheel, got it all done. Got the freaking drive shaft put back in and everything. I just didn't get to put one bolt in because where the hairline crack in my neck, it was making me feel weird. I couldn't work on it for longer than like an hour or so. So I get the car done. The only thing that I needed to do, the exhaust put back together and put that bolt in the drive shaft and put fluids in the transmission, and the car will be done. Well, I call it quits for the night. I was going to go out, finish the car up, and then in the morning the next day, I come outside, car's gone. It was fucking stolen again. They said that the car was left abandoned. I had literally just washed the car, besides the roof and the hood and the trunk. I got the sides of it washed up and everything because it's sitting underneath the tree for a long time, and all the sap and weather got a hold of it and made this car look nasty. So we found out where it was at. I went over. I was about to beat dude up. Police got involved. I was about to beat the police up. We got the car back $125 later. The dude said if we can get in the car, start it up, and drive it all of the lot, he won't charge us a fee. But because I was actually going to put the new airbag in the rear, I had to unplug the battery because I didn't want the freaking air pump to freaking kill the battery by airing up nothing. So because I had to plug the battery back in, we had to pay $125. So we got a hold of AAA. They towed the car back. It sat right here for the longest time. Last week, my mom had 2 days off, and I said, you're helping me work on the car today, or I'm not messing with it no more. Like every time that she had a day off, I told her she's helping me work on the car. And she would always say that we're going to work on the car. Give me a minute. I'm drinking my coffee, blah, blah, blah. And then never do it. So I never worked on the car. And that's how it was for the majority of the time. That's, another reason why it took so long to get the car done. But I told her to drive the car into the parking lot. I fixed the exhaust with the connector and bolted the other side up. And it just needed to be tightened up on the headers or whatever. And we filled up the transmission. I tightened up all the lug nuts. And car's able to run and drive. So that's all I got for this video, dude. Looks like the transmission's gonna have to come out again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a big old fat like. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And share this video, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.